Hello everybody, and welcome to My Hero Academia chapter number 373 review. This chapter is titled Friends. So last time in My Hero Academia, we had both Spinner and Present Mike arrive to the room in the hospital where Kurogiri is being held, and they both yelled out either Shirakumo or Kurogiri to him to try to get him to respond and wake up so they can bring him to whatever side they want to be on. And this chapter of My Hero Academia starts off with a color page, one of these sort of comic-based ones with the, the barcode in the corner and the whole Jump Comics logo. And this one has Kurogiri Shirakumo on it. We see that, I'm just going to call him Shirakumo since that's the main appearance that he takes. We see that Shirakumo is in all the clothes that Kurogiri is normally in. There's the sort of collar that contains the smoke around him. But there is Shirakumo's face with smoke drizzling off of it and the eye color that Kurogiri has. It is a very cool covers page spread, and it definitely gives into one of Horikoshi's greatest art points, with that long, flowing, smoky hair, and it's just a really cool thing that does play into the chapter. So the chapter truly starts back outside where Koda and Shoji are both doing their whole big things. And we see that Present Mike is like, I'm going after Spinner to the hospital, stay out here and do whatever it takes to keep them all out. As we see it, that is what Koda and Shoji are doing. Koda has the horns on his head now, and pretty much that quirk of lightning that was honestly really hard to tell last time. We see that a Heteromorph with like a bat or an axe or something is coming up behind Shoji. Shoji uses his duple arms to see it, and before he can do anything, the pig guy that we saw last time is holding back the weapon that this one dude is trying to swing. And all the Heteromorphs sort of look at this is the pig dude sort of just looks at everybody. He's like, I think maybe we're using our anger in the wrong way. As we see a bunch of Heteromorphs sort of take a stop and sort of look around at this, as we see the mandible is just on the ground. He's like, do not cower, do not halt, follow our rep. The whole wicked system has turned a blind eye for too long. Teach them the error of their ways. It's the only way we can show them for the abuse that you've endured. And we see the pig dude is just like, I'm thinking real hard. I got beaten up for no good reason, and my blood boils just thinking about it. Yet, as we see this Heteromorph walks up to Shoji with a bunch of the other ones, and he's just like, are you going to laugh at me for being so indecisive? I got real pumped up when I heard folks talking about the call to action, and they said staying silent would be siding with the evil. Since the world turned its back on us, we had to turn the whole world upside down. I heard about our rep, our messiah. As we sort of just see all of this going on, and we see sort of some of Spinner words, just like the don't care and everything like that. And he's just like, but the whole world, really? What's that even mean? I couldn't bring myself to hurt the folks here in this hospital. As we see Mandible is thinking, that stupid octopus has become a real thorn in our side. Right when we managed to revitalize their passion to a mighty shield, that passion of fervor was about to bring supremacy. As we just see him yell, enough nonsense, don't stop to think. As we see all of these Heteromorphs are sort of just moving around, and they're all like, why have you stopped? This is a revolution. March forward, bring it all crashing down. As the pig dude is just like, I was really wrong about all of this. I should have sat at home and kept quiet. But we see Shoji is here, and Shoji says, the feelings that made you rise up today were neither useless nor wrong. The ones who've hurt us haven't been dragged into the light yet. A hero's there, and he starts to say, we've heard your voices loud and clear today. Sorry for not realizing sooner. As we see Mandible is all tied here in handcuffs as Koda is taking him to this hero, presumably. And we get some more dialogue, and it's just like, but you never stopped thinking about all of it. You sure look like a bright and shining example to me. Let's use that light to change those who inflict harm. until they find it in themselves to be ashamed of their cruelty. As we see a bunch of these heteromorphs are stopping each other, and the heroes are who are trying to stop them, just all look around. And for instance, we see Rocklock, and he's just standing there, and he's like, that forever of theirs, all we could do was defend ourselves, was to fight fire with fire. And he's just here until he realizes, hey, we do need to go. They need reinforcements in the hospital. But not after we get this grand shot of in front of the hospital, hundreds of thousands heteromorphs and heroes in the streets below, as the sun is rising on a new day, and one of these conflicts has been calmed down, and the big dark atmosphere that My Hero Academia has is lifted for just not if this 1 second here. We cut back into the hospital where Spinner and Present Mike were going after Korigiri, and they both screamed, and we see that Spinner's there, and he starts to throw the recording and he drops it, and he's like, no, the recording, without offering Shigaraki's voice, he won't wake up. And he's like, if Korigiri is about to get taken back, I know what I gotta do. As we see Present Mike here, and he's just like, ever since then, he hasn't even budged a little. Maybe he really is broken beyond repair, as of course he's referring to in Aizawa and Yamada here went to go see Korigiri right before the raid on Jaku Hospital and the whole first war in My Hero Academia. As we see Spinner here, he's on the floor, all of the scale mail is disappearing, right? He's going back and getting a lot weaker and a lot more disheveled, as he's just like, mind going all blank. Body won't obey commands. Only got this far with the hand of Shigaraki and this recorder right in front of Korigiri, right? And he's just like, no one's backing me up. Can't wake up Korigiri. That whole time, my heart was totally empty. All of that passion got me so worked up. Got me to take a stand. Made me think all I wanted was to follow him until he could stand tall. As we get a good image of the last charred hand of Shigaraki's just laying on the ground. President Mike just run up and he's like, Spinner's grounded. If I need to be, this was the last resort and the plan to divide and conquer. You know, Shirakumo, our pals already lost an eye and a leg. Don't go ripping those good memories away from him too. And if you ain't Shirakumo anymore, then do us a favor and fade away and just leave us the memories. But hey, if you're still our friend from back then, and he is just there, and he's almost reaching it, as Spinner gets up, thinking about his times with Shigaraki, and he grabs the hand, that one shard hand, and starts to put it on Korigiri's face, as he says, you've got to save Shigaraki. President Mike's just like, Shirakumo, as we cut and we see that Korigiri Shirakumo is now up, and while the face looks like Shirakumo, there's Shirakumo's iconic nose patch thing there, all of the smoke is going around the body, and we see that he says, I am the protector of Tomura Shigaraki, as he just stands there, looks like Shirakumo, and he really just looks like what was on the first page with Shirakumo elements, but the smoke of Korigiri, and it's there, and we see Spinners on the ground, and we see President Mike's just there, just standing like, what am I to do in this situation, as the chapter ends. So, this chapter is a very interesting one. It ends the conflict between the Heteromorphs in general, and most of them have seemed to fall. Mandible has been officially defeated at this point, and it looks like Spinner has reached his true goal. Like I said, there's about 3 aspects of this chapter. There is the end of the, raid, the Heteromorph raid, and it is also the beginning of, oh no, Korigiri is back up, and is he Korigiri or is he Shirakumo? So I do think that this pig guy just gets introduced out of nowhere, but him and Choji do have a really good message of, I got beaten up for no good reason, and even because of this, I don't think this is right. I should have channeled my anger in a different way, and Shoji's redemption of that, just saying that we still have a long way to go, but today we actually made a little bit of progress. And like the thing with the hero Mandible and Koji, all of a sudden is just like, we've heard your voices loud and clear today, sorry for not realizing sooner, is something that's like, really? I sort of think this is a topic that would have been brought up before now, and it's just a really weird thing, and maybe not the best writing there. But there's the whole thing inside the hospital, Shigaraki, Spinner, the hand, Korigiri, and the symbol of the hand, the symbol of the three amigos and at UA, their friendship, and the big thing of, alright, Spinner's here, what is he doing? And the revival of Korigiri is a big thing, and that's where we end off the chapter again. I would definitely say this is a much better chapter than last time. It gives closure to one of it, and it opens up a new one, which, what's going to happen with it? Is this just a fake out, and he's not really the protector of Tomura Shigaraki? Is he still Shirakumo? What's all going on here? But that's really all I have to say. And with that, this was a good chapter again. Chapter 373 of My Hero. I think this chapter is called, what again? Friends. And next time on to chapter 374. So this will be Glowplasma231 out.